Hi, I'm Sarah Sidewinder, and this is my sister.
I'm Liz, Nashi Rose on social media, and we're celebrating our RENniversary.
So we found Ren on April 24th, 2024, and at that time, about a few months before that, I had come off of heavy sedatives. I was over-medicated and had been misdiagnosed. So I was going through a lot, starting to get my personality back and realize what had happened to me.
Her and I became a lot more distant, kind of estranged. And when she was coming out of it, then we started to heal our relationship and we're kind of coming back together.
All right. So on the day, I was searching through and just looking at some, I think it was a 21 Pilots fan Facebook page, and just reading different comments and stuff. And I happened to stumble upon a post where someone was talking about how the only thing they listened to was 21 Pilots and that was it. And I related because that was pretty much all I listened to at the time. But then I saw a comment that said that person only listened to 21 Pilots and Ren. And I thought I had maybe seen his name once or twice, but for some reason that day it just really caught me. And I was like, well, if someone listens to only 21 Pilots and only one other artist, I wonder what that other artist would be like. And so I went and searched and looked at the most popular video. And so I saw Hi Ren, and I'm just sitting on my phone, and I clicked on it and listened. And once the first verse started, the actual lyrics started, I stopped and said, oh, Liz is gonna want to hear this. And so I told her, like, hey, I just found something, and I was like, I think you might want to watch it. And she was like, well, throw it on the TV then.
When we were watching it, we were both just absolutely caught up, quiet, just watching it. And it hit us both really hard to the point where, like, I was like, no, almost had an adverse reaction because I was not prepared for the amount of intensity that it was going to make me feel.
Yeah, and for me, it was mostly when the monologue hit at the end. I mean, I was already enthralled and was, this is amazing, I love it. And then the monologue at the end, and I heard him mention chronic illness, and I heard him mention psychosis, and those were things that were extremely relatable for me, having gone through. I, at the time, was going on 7 years completely disabled, not able to work at all. And so, yeah.
And then we dove down the rabbit hole. We just pulled up his videos and we're just playing them and watching them in the background sometimes.
I didn't have a job and couldn't work, so about a week. It took me maybe a little less than a week to go through every single video on his page, and then starting on the Big Push page.
Yeah, and then I was working full-time, still am. And so I took it a little slower, was mostly just listening to a lot of his music, watching the videos when they came out.
Yeah, and I was super impressed by the amount of kind of different genres that were touched on, that it was, looking at something like Hi Ren, I was expecting everything to sound similar to that when I went to go on next, just based off of how most bands and most artists are, and then was just very pleasantly surprised that it touched on everything, serious, funny, all over the place stuff, important things that I loved and were just super into.
They had so much content. Like, we obviously saw the music videos, the live performances, but then there was the backstage things and all of that.
And the Patreon.
Yes.
That didn't take long to get to.
No, we got on the Patreon so fast. And then also with all of that was where we really noticed his team. And we're wowed by this team because I know for me, I am her caretaker, and all of us, me, her husband, all of our friends, we all are a little village around her. Yeah. And
we're family. We're the friends to family thing is just very, very important to us.
And so we saw that mirrored in the team.
Over the next few months after that, we dove into the community, we dove into everything, and then that's when
Met a lot of amazing people.
yeah, we met a lot of amazing people, and my passion for music got sparked again. My passion, everything felt like it was an awakening for me. I also then learned to adapt and start doing my art again. It was just huge inspiration, and then that helped lead us to community as well. My art being shared and me sharing it and everything led to people finding me, and that was super important for me.
Yeah, it really was. And then in that time, it also brought us a lot closer to us sharing this, like, love, like, that we both had. And this, I got more into my creativity. I really got it. And then we both loved that we shared the same kind of beliefs with Ren. It kind of made us feel a lot more validated in the way we felt about things too. And then just, like I said, I was her caretaker. And so seeing the team really kind of made me feel like important and seen as they do so much for Ren.
Yep.
And then really all in all, like, Ren doesn't just inspire us to grow, but he's reminded us of who we are and allowed us to grow better in our path.
For sure. So thank you for joining us on our little story here, and hope to see you around.